Hello, I'm Jack, this is Spread Book Joy. I want to talk to you very briefly about Strong Female Character by Fern Brady. Fern Brady is a Scottish comedian and she is probably most well known for being on things like Taskmaster and panel shows and things like that. And she wrote this book because when she was in her 30s, she was finally diagnosed with autism, even though she thought she'd had it from when she was quite a young teenager. So if you don't know much about it, autism in women and girls presents very, very differently from the traditional masculine view of what autism looks like. And because she was autistic and she really struggled to understand what was going on in the world and how to function in it, she became quite ill. Her mental health suffered really badly to a point where she was institutionalized as a teenager, as a 15-year-old, and she went through a lot of really extreme problems related to the fact that she was an undiagnosed autistic person. So when she finally got diagnosed, things in her life started to improve because she's been treated for various things over the years, and none of which are anything related to autism. And she became addicted to Xanax at one point. She went to uni but couldn't figure out how to function at university. I really related to her university experience, not because I'm autistic, but because she was a working class Irish Catholic who went to university, quite a prestigious one, and that's my background as well. So she's grown up in Scotland, but she has Irish parents, and I grew up in London of Irish parents, and she went to university, quite a prestigious university, one of the Russell Group ones, which is what I went to as well, and she struggled because she didn't know how any of it worked, but being autistic, she didn't know how to ask and what to do and how to find out. But I really identified with those working class issues that she had because I could relate hard to some of the things that she went through at university, at school, and you know, growing up working class, having very low expectations of you, which definitely rang true for me. So this book is really poignant. It's very funny, but it's also really tragic. I couldn't put it down because I was just loving the way she was talking and her voice, and she really opens up about her experiences of being autistic and navigating the world, not knowing she was autistic, and then since she has had her diagnosis, what that means for her, because by this point she was already famous, so coming out as autistic, if you like, and how that affected her. So I think this book was fantastic. If you like Fern Brady, definitely read it. I think a lot of women are getting diagnosed now in later life with autism, so if you want a really honest account of what that is like, and but with humour and a really fascinating person at the heart of it, because she goes through so many things. She after uni, she leaves university and becomes a stripper, then she becomes a comedian, and a lot of the things that she did in her life were directly as a result, when she looks back on it now, of her autism and her sort of compulsive nature as well that she had quite a bit of. But she loved comedy, and she loved the comedy circuit because she didn't have to then go to work in an office full of bright lights and lots of people. She was, you know, working in dim, dingy clubs, and she was able to control the sort of responses that people gave her by being on stage and things like that. So I really love this book. Have you read it? Do you like Fern Brady? Let me know in the chat below. For some reason, I thought this was a book that was shortlisted for the Women's Non-Fiction Prize, and I'm gutted that it wasn't. But it turns out, after speaking to Alice, that it probably fell out of. It was published a bit too early for that. But yeah, great book. Let me know in the comments below if you've read it, if you have any comments about it, if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll see you again here soon. Bye.